Hey guys, it's Wednesday. So somebody asked me on the last Wednesday video to talk about sex between minors of the same age group, 17 and 16. I had planned to talk about it anyway, but I'm glad that somebody else also had the same thought and thought it was important to discuss it. Now, defilement is defined under the Sexual Offences Act as an act which causes penetration with a child. Not with a girl, not with a boy, with a child. This therefore means that a girl may cause penetration with a child, male, female, intersex. A boy may cause penetration with a child, male, female, intersex. Okay? In fact, the person who's being penetrated may be the offender. Okay? We are together up to there, right? The age of the person, of the offender at the time of commission of crime is what is most important. Okay? The age of the person who has been defiled is also important because there are different penalties for each age group. Okay? Now, we always hear all these stories, or we have heard in the news, we have seen case law, etc. We might know somebody who was 16, the girl is 16, the boy is 17. The boy and the girl are in a relationship. They are engaging in sexual activity. The girl falls pregnant. Her parents are enraged. They go and report the boy for defilement. He's arrested and charged with defilement. He's 17. She's 16. We already know children cannot consent. To take consent from children, it's not about consent at this point. They are defiling each other. Okay? They are causing penetration, both of them. Okay? And we're not talking about a 16-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl. We're not talking about a 16-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy. We're talking about children of the same age group. Okay? So Section 9 of the Sexual Offences Act. The Sexual Offences Act, when it comes to defilement, was trying to protect people from predators. Okay? Over 18s. 16 versus 2-year-old. That was the intent. But they did not envision 16, 17, 16, 15. Okay? Now, if you arrest both of them, because what they're doing is defiling each other, you solve nothing. That is what Justice Matheka says. That is what Justice Omondi says. You solve nothing. And in any case, you're not supposed to detain children. That should be the measure of last resort. We have talked about this before. What you do to children who are in conflict with the law. There are so many things under Section 239 of the Children's Act that you can do. I've talked about it. If I'll be able to do it, I will link that video where we talked about the things you can do to a child who's in conflict with the law. Okay? So you can do so many things, and courts have said, let us even consider the children officer and bring them in to talk to these children and offer a solution. There's even mention of what Scotland does. So Scotland has a children hearing system where it's the children who are involved and they're asked, what do we do? This thing is pertaining to you. All of the children who are subject to adoption, children in foster care, all children, let us know. Okay? So that when policies are made, legislative work is done, plans are implemented, they were involved because they understand what it is they're doing. Okay? Now, so in fact, there's even a case that Justice Omondi was presiding over, and she said, if you prosecute the boy and not the girl of the same age group, there is discrimination on the basis of sex. And in fact, she awarded the boy 200,000 shillings for the violation of that right. Okay? And I know because the court said the office of the Director of Public Prosecution under the office of the DPP Act, the ODPP Act, is mandated to is guided by certain principles. For instance, impartiality, gender equity, the need to serve justice and prevent abuse of the legal process. It's supposed to lead with that. So when you leave the girl out and you charge the boy, you convict the boy, you're infringing upon his rights. And lastly, you may have an 18-year-old, 19-year-old who is engaging in sexual activity with a 16-year-old, 15-year-old. They may not have an ID, they may even hide their ID, they may hide their birth certificate, just in a bid to try and convince the court that they are still minors, so that they can circumvent the law. It is why presumption of age in such matters is very important. The court has to ask itself, what was the age of this person? If they don't have this documentation, there has to be medical evidence, and there will be a certificate issued by the medical doctor that examines the boy or the offender to make sure that it is understood how old this offender is. So I hope I have answered you. Basically, the long and short of it is this: both children are defiling. Both children they're defiling each other. Okay, they're causing penetration, both of them. And if you prosecuted both of them, would have no children. So what do you do? Okay, so that's the long and short of it. I hope it helps. Just like today's user, feel free to ask questions. If I am not able to answer on the comments, if it's going to be very long, I'll always do a video about it. So, bye. See you tomorrow.